Today I wanted to talk to you about having the courage to leave your current employer. The majority of people feel that they have limited opportunities in their career, and that's an interesting thing because a lot of people have reported that they feel that the opportunities should be created by their employers, and I completely disagree with that. The first thing I wanted to touch on is your internal leadership. When we wait for employers to provide us with the opportunity, we are transferring our leadership to someone else, and we become a passive receiver rather than someone who is fostering opportunities, who is creating opportunities. So we are in a situation where we see there is like a kind of an imbalance in the power. Someone has to give you the opportunity, and where I feel that we need to be able to create our own opportunities. And the way we do that is by really knowing who we are. You know, we need to have a very strong internal frame of reference as to who we are, what we want, what we are capable of, and increase our self-appreciation. So we are aware of the opportunities that are out there. We are a magnet to opportunities, and we also can expand our attention to opportunities, because when we have a stronger frame of reference, we don't put our sense of worth or our value in our current employment situation. We don't identify with the identity of someone who is doing what we are doing now in this current place, but instead we identify as someone who is capable of doing a number of things. And we also identify what is our desire, that how we want to express our gifts, what do we want to do, what else can we do. The second part is the part where I sometimes like to compare romantic relationships and how we feel in romantic relationships to how we feel at work. Even how we create romantic relationships to how we create good opportunities at work. So I'll give you an example. So when we don't know what our desires around relationship are, when we don't know what are some of the red flags that we would identify in a potential partner, we go into relationships kind of with a hopeful, wishful thinking kind of mindset, with a fantasy mindset. And when we go very grounded in what it is that we want to have or give and take in a relationship, what it is that we want to tolerate in a relationship, we are a lot more likely to be able to have the relationship we want. It's the same thing with employment, right? If you go into a job, not knowing what you want, just thinking that you're lucky to have a job, type of thing, and not really clear on what it is that you bring to the job, how it is that you bring value to that organization, and so on, you come very disempowered, right? And the other aspect of the comparison of relationship, a romantic relationship versus a relationship, for example, with a boss or with a workplace, you feeling anchored in your worthiness and having again that strong internal point of reference as to what it is that you deserve and how it is that you want to feel, being able to understand what it is that is being served. So there's a quote, I don't remember if it's Maya Angelou or someone else who said something like this: we need to learn to leave the table when love is no longer being served. So you would say, well, but I'm not supposed to be loved at work. Well, you're supposed to feel safe at work. If you're supposed to feel valued at work. You're supposed to feel protected at work. You're supposed to feel that you have the ability to have your needs met and reach out for your needs when you haven't been able to have your needs met, as long as if they're reasonable and within the constraints of your role. So that's the same thing for relationship. And sometimes we don't know what that feels like, and we need to do work on ourselves. so that we know that what's happening outside of ourselves is a mismatch to what we want, when we clearly know what it is that we want, right? If we don't know what we want, then we need to get clear on what we want, and we need to get clear. Is this something that I can work on? Is it something I need to give more here to be able to create more opportunities? Or is there something in the system and the environment, in this relationship, that simply isn't going to offer me anything anymore? It's not going to offer me the safety to speak up. It's not going to offer me the ability to reach out for support that I need, and so on.